The Krillian destroyer's first shot vaporized Earth's moon colony in seconds. Admiral Zektar watched the destruction with satisfaction, his tentacles curling in amusement. Pathetic humans, he sneered. What he didn't know was that he'd just made the worst decision in galactic history. The emergency session of the United Earth Council lasted exactly 3 minutes. President Maria Rodriguez stood before the assembled leaders, her face carved from stone. The images of the destroyed moon colony, home to 30,000 souls, played on screens around the room. Children's toys floated in the debris field. Wedding rings glinted among the wreckage. They think we're weak because we choose peace, Rodriguez said, her voice deadly quiet. They mistake our kindness for weakness. She turned to General Chen, humanity's military commander. Show them why the rest of the galaxy calls Earth a death world. The Krillians had ruled their sector for 500 years through calculated brutality. They'd conquered 40 systems, enslaved entire species, and never lost a war. When they'd detected Earth's radio signals 50 years ago, they'd laughed. Here was a species that still fought among themselves, still used fossil fuels, still believed in concepts like mercy and compassion. Perfect slaves, Zektar had told his war council. We'll break them within a solar rotation. The first sign of trouble came within hours. Every human ship in space, from massive cargo haulers to single-person mining pods, suddenly changed course. They weren't fleeing. They were organizing. Sir, reported Zektar's tactical officer, confusion evident in his triple voice, the humans are singing? Across every communication channel, human voices rose in harmony. Not an anthem of fear or rage, but something worse, unity. 300 languages, one song. We are the children of Earth, they sang. We are the storm that comes. Captain Jake Thompson of the cargo vessel Aurora heard the war song and smiled grimly. His ship carried mining equipment, not weapons. But humans had always been good at improvisation. You want to dance with Deathworlders? He muttered, beginning to reprogram his mining lasers. Let's dance. The Krillians expected conventional warfare, fleet formations, diplomatic posturing, gradual escalation. Instead, they got chaos. Human ships appeared everywhere and nowhere, using gravity slingshots around planets to achieve impossible speeds. Cargo vessels rammed Krillian scouts. Passenger liners deployed mining drones as weapons. Even the space station janitors joined the fight, venting garbage at high velocity into Krillian ship intakes. How are they coordinating? Zektar demanded as another of his destroyers reported critical damage from what appeared to be a retrofitted ice cream truck. Our jamming should prevent. They're not using technology, his science officer interrupted, scanner eyes wide with disbelief. They're using mathematics? Music? They've turned their entire communication system into a code based on rhythm and harmony. But the real horror was yet to come. The Krillians had studied human military capabilities and dismissed them as primitive. They hadn't studied human history. They didn't know about Stalingrad, about Thermopylae, about every time humanity had faced extinction and responded by becoming something worse than their enemies' nightmares. Congratulations, broadcast General Chin to the Krillian fleet. You just woke up the entire human race. Within days, Earth's entire industrial base had converted to war production. Factories that made toys now produced bombs. Breweries manufactured combat chemicals. Even children collected scrap metal, their small faces set with determination. The university students were the worst. They turned social media into a weapon, hacking Krillian systems with memes that corrupted their translation software. Imagine trying to coordinate an invasion when every order gets translated as all your base are belong to us. They're insane. Zektar's lieutenant shrieked as another ship reported crew psychological breakdowns from exposure to something the humans called rickrolling. No, corrected Dr. Sarah Kim from her laboratory where she was turning Krillian biological data into targeted viruses. We're human. There's a difference. She looked at the pictures of the destroyed moon colony on her wall. We tried to be civilized. You took that option away. The turning point came when the Krillians made their second fatal mistake. They threatened Earth itself. Surrender, Zektar broadcast, or we'll burn your cities, enslave your children, and... He never finished. Every human who heard that broadcast made the same decision simultaneously. No more holding back. You want to threaten our children? Whispered Lieutenant Eva Petrov as she manually piloted her damaged fighter toward a Krillian battleship. Let me show you what happens when you threaten our children. What followed would be remembered across the galaxy as the 48-hour war, though war was too kind a word. It was a demonstration of why humans had survived on a planet that actively tried to kill them. They didn't just fight the Krillians, they dismantled them. Humans used their own biology as a weapon, deliberately getting captured to spread engineered diseases. They turned Krillian technology against itself, convincing their AIs that existence was pain. They fought with weapons that violated the laws of physics through sheer stubbornness and duct tape. Impossible! Zektar screamed as his flagship's shields failed. The humans had somehow weaponized their music, finding the resonance frequency of Krillian hull plating and broadcasting it across the system. You forgot something important, President Rodriguez said in her final transmission to the Krillian fleet. We're the species that split the atom. We're the people who looked at the vast, cold universe and said we're going there anyway. We're the ones who domesticated wolves and turned them into puppies. Her voice hardened. And you just killed our puppies. The end came not with a bang but with a whimper. The Krillian Empire, 5 centuries in the making, collapsed in 2 days. Their subjects rose up, inspired by humanity's example. Their technology failed, corrupted by human computer viruses that seemed to be powered by pure spite. Their warriors fled rather than face humans who treated war like a particularly violent form of performance art. Please, Zektar begged in his final transmission, his ship burning around him. We surrender. We were wrong. Humans aren't weak, you're monsters. No, Rodriguez replied sadly. We're not monsters. We're just very, very good at survival. And you threatened our survival. She paused. Don't worry. We'll treat your prisoners according to the Geneva Convention. Google it. You'll find we're much better at being civilized than we are at war. You should have let us stay civilized. As the last Krillian ship limped away from Sol System, they left behind a message for the rest of the galaxy. Do not attack Earth. They have rules for war. That means they've done it so much they had to make rules. Do not make them stop following those rules. 6 months later, Earth was unanimously voted into the Galactic Council. Not because they'd won, but because of what happened after. They rebuilt the moon colony. They treated Krillian prisoners with dignity. They shared their music and culture with the galaxy. They proved that the most dangerous species in the universe was also the most compassionate. You started a war with the wrong species, became the unofficial human motto. But you can always choose to start a peace with the right one. The galaxy learned an important lesson. Humans are lovely, friendly, and kind. Keep them that way, for everyone's sake.